What's up everybody, it's Andy Edwards here, entrepreneur, Shopify partner and Facebook marketing partner. So I am also a member of FLC, CC Plus and now GIC as well. So a few of you have reached out to me on various videos that I've done and things in the group, know that I'm into Facebook marketing. And whilst I predominantly do what's called cost per purchase, we do e-commerce, so we do Shopify websites and we sell products online and we get cost per purchase ads on Facebook. We also do cost per lead. So a lot of cost per lead stuff is run through webinars. So those of you who are selling a course, like myself in the coming months, or those of you who are selling some sort of lead through to a click funnel, this will be for you. So what I wanted to do is just do this little value video, give you guys some pointers on how to reduce your cost per lead. And this is just some things that I've helped. So I just thought we'd use this little emoji, obviously with the wrong spelling. But yeah, if we jump onto account, I've just removed the sides just to protect this customer's account. But we have a lot of customers contact us where they want to reduce the cost per lead. Now, I'm at a stage now where I can just look at this and I can tell what's wrong without even looking at the advert. But then it could be a number of things. So it could be the advert, it could be the ad copy itself. It could be the click funnel, it could be the page, it could be the add to cart, it could be the checkout. There's 101 things, but normally always starts with the ad. And then once you've got the ad copy right, it'll be down to your interest or your target audience. Okay, so this client contacted us, actually a fellow person in this group, but they contacted us because we were trying to reduce the cost per lead for a webinar. Now you can see that initially here, they'd spent $106 on one campaign at $20 daily. The cost per click is quite high. It's extraordinarily high, to be honest, at $3.42. Click-through rate is kind of low, not many clicks. Cost per lead is high, but then high compared to what? And this is what everybody asks me all the time, is what's the best cost per lead? No, it all depends on what you're selling at the back end. Now, would you pay £35 for a lead if you could sell them on a course for $1,000? Yes, you would. So would you pay $100 to sell somebody onto a lead for $1,000? You should do, but obviously it gets higher and higher and higher, so that it eats into your profit margins. The lower cost per lead you get, it's going to help you further down the line. Now, with webinars especially, it's not, cost per lead is kind of irrelevant because you're looking at your show up rate for your initial, for say your 3-day challenge, your 5-day challenge. But then you also need to know what your closure rate is as well. It's all very well saying, right, I'm planning to close 10 people on my course at $997. Right, okay, so that'd be $9,997 you'd get back if you close 10 people. So in order to say your closure rate is 10% for easy maths, that'd mean you'd need 100 people to stay on the end to your webinar, okay? And then 100 people would be there on the last day. You'd sell to them, and then you're hoping for 10 people out of 100 to sell and to buy your product, buy your course, to get your $9,997. But then if we reverse engineer it, which is what Tabari teaches us, we then look, okay, so if I've got a 10% closure rate, I need 100 people on the call on the last day, so my show up rate. So if you show up rates, and you won't know initially until you do a number of these webinars, say your show up rate's around about 20%, 30%, okay? So that means that you're going to get 200 people to show up on the first day. There will not be 200 people on the last, very, very rare that there'll be 200 people on the last day of a 3-day, 5-day challenge, because there's a lot of drop-offs. So you would need around about 1,000 regis in order to get them, or 1,000 leads. So then if we were to do 1,000 leads at $35 a lead, you're looking at spending $35,000 to get 1,000 leads for 200 to show up, to convert 10 based off your average conversion rate to make $997. So you're now at a loss of $20,000. You just wouldn't do it. So the quickest and easiest way is to look at your audiences and look at the ads. Now, when I took over this, obviously I looked at what was already working, and instead of reinventing the wheel, we'll go through it. So we can see from the lifetime here on some of them, so we can start seeing decent leads here. So let's have a look. So this was one here, so you can see $91, $3.18. So what we're doing is we're looking for the best performing ad. No, I can't show you the ad because obviously client confidentiality. But what I'm looking for is a cost per click of less than $1. I'm looking for a click-through rate of above 1.5%. The number of clicks is kind of irrelevant. I'm looking for a cost per lead as low as possible. And then we're looking for impressions and then the leads. So I'm going to show you quickly what we do. So we'd look at the best leads. So what you do, for those of you familiar, I can't show you on this person's account. You go into your account overview, and then from account overview, click on creative reporting, and then you want to change it here to lifetime. And then what that will do, it will show you your best performing ad over the lifetime of you running your Facebook ad account. So then you look at them ads and you think, right, is that still relevant? Could I use it? Is it part I could take through it? Can I take the ad copy? Can I take the thumbnail? Can I take the call to action? And you'd make the best ad based on all of them, or you'd just take what was already working and you duplicate it into a new campaign. Now, the predominantly, especially if we're English speaking, a lot of you will be targeting UK, US and Canada. Okay. So then the cost per leads can be quite higher based on what country you're targeting as well. We'll break that down in a moment. So what I do, I look at what's already working, and a lot of people, especially with the webinar, are either using shared databases, shared lookalike audiences. Now, whilst this can be a good thing initially, we don't know how many other people are sharing that lookalike audience. So if hundreds of people are using that lookalike audience, that audience is getting exhausted very, very quickly. They're seeing the same type of ad from the same people over and over and over and over again, and you're just hoping and crossing your fingers that you're going to convert one of them to your course as opposed to somebody else's. So it's easier and better if you actually create your own database and build it up over time, but you need money to make money, and this is what you need to do with Facebook. So what I've done is I've took the best performing ad and then I tweaked what was already working for them, which started to reduce the cost per lead. So we run it at $20 a day instead of the cap. And then we see the click-through rate was cost per click was under $1. Click-through rate was slightly high clicks, but it still wasn't, whilst it was 10 times less than the very first one they done, which was, where are we gone? Down here. Okay, so that's still a huge improvement. I know I could get it cheaper. I know we could get the cost per lead down again. So then what we done, we started doing cold audience targeting. So we look at interests similar to what we were doing. So instead of targeting using the lookalike audiences or a custom audience based off the lookalike audience that they've shared from somebody else, what we do is start targeting cold audiences based on the niche. So if you're in, say, master's teaching, it might be health and well-being, spirituality, yoga, that type of thing. And we target them, and then we'd look at targeting the countries that are specific, so UK, US and Canada. Okay, so then we'd run that daily, let it optimize for a couple of days, and then it starts to bring the cost per lead down. So we can see the cost per click is now lower, click-through rate is higher because we've got a good ad copy now, cost per lead is lower. So we're still running some of these. This one is phenomenal, but it's targeting an emerging country, so the cost per lead is going to be a lot low. As you can see, the click-through rate. Does that mean they're going to be quality leads? We don't know. It all depends on this. If these people in this emerging country basically can afford a 997 course, but they do help bring engagement with everybody else and helps convert others. So it is worth having them. And then you can see here that the average cost per lead on these is coming down under $3. Now this is because we're still testing. So if we look here and we just break it down and go into the ad set, you can see like the cost per lead on this one is high. So it's been running for 3 days at $5 a day. We've spent $15. Cost per lead is really, really good. Oh, sorry, cost per click is really good. Click-through rate is really good. Clicks really good. Cost per lead is quite high. So that to me then tells me it's not the ad, it would be the audience that we're targeting, which just isn't resonating with this ad. So if we turn this off, we can use this budget on another campaign, which we'll obviously do later for the client. Again, this one is the same as the one above, but the difference is it's got a high cost per click, a lower click-through ratio, less clicks, and a higher cost per lead. So I'd be looking at turning these two off. Now, I know it's not the ad because we've picked the ad out, so it's the audience for this one as well. Now, these two are targeting 2 different countries. So we look at keeping the same country, but we'll change the interest. And then this one is working really well at the moment. So what I will do, I'll take the interest from this which is actually motivation, interest, and we'll use that and we'll run it in the 2 other countries where the cost per lead, and that should reduce that. So you can see really good cost per click, really good click-through rate, good leads as well. Okay, so that's just one way you can do it. And then what you can do here, if we just go back a second, and I'll just pick a different challenge. So we'll pick this one, and we'll go into the ad sets. You can use the breakdown tab. So you click on the breakdown tab and you look by delivery, and you want to change it by age and gender, so we can see who the people is that are signing up. The easiest one is country to begin with. So if we click on country a second, and we just get rid of this and this, you won't be able to see. So if I just slide it over slightly, there you go. So you can just see the countries there. So we can see that they had 2 leads in Canada from this one, and their cost per lead was $1.95. We can see that they've had 7 leads from the US. Cost per lead is $1.96. We can see that this one here is New Zealand, which you won't really target because time difference depending on when they're running the webinar. Cost per lead was really good on that. So it gives you a breakdown. So what you do then is you would then take the best interest, which in this case is motivation, and then what you do is you duplicate this into a new campaign, but you would just remove the other countries, and then you just target the UK, or you just target we wouldn't really target the US, but you just target the UK or New Zealand, and then you'd run that at $5 a day. And then what you're doing is you're laser targeting, so you're not wasting the money, so you know that this ad is going to show to somebody between the ages of, I don't know, 18 and 65 who live in the UK, who are interested in motivation, along with this ad that we know has already worked, and that will bring your cost per lead down. Okay. Another way you can break down, and then it's what is called horizontal scaling. You can do it by age and gender. So for those of you who may be running, say, women's yoga class or something, you can see it's targeted. This is female, so we can see where the leads are coming from. So we can see here that we had 1 lead between 18 to 24, female, that cost $4. A lead between 25 to 34, female, $5. And then you can see that the golden spot here, we've had 35 to 44, $2.72, and then 55 to 64. But your average cost per lead then would be at $3, and you can see the click-through rates all under. So you probably wouldn't target, in this instance here, cost per lead, it didn't really work, didn't really spend money. I would look at anybody 64 and below. So we'd do it 18 to 64, or you could do it 18 to 24, 25 to 34. Each one of them would be a brand new ad set at $5. Obviously, you're spending a lot of money then. And then lastly, what you can do, which is really good, is you can go by platform and device. So you can see whether you're getting your leads via Facebook or whether you're getting them via Instagram. So we can see here that most of the leads are coming from mobile only, and they're coming from Facebook on an Android phone and Facebook on an iPhone. Okay, and you see the cost per lead is there. So then what you do, you could run an ad at well-being, targeting a certain country with just mobile only. So that would work as well. So then you can keep breaking down. And then once you find something that works, you just duplicate it, double a budget, duplicate it, double a budget, and have as many fishing rods out as you can, catching them fish. So then lastly, if we just take off the breakdowns, you want to do what's called a retargeting campaign. So those of you who've done any sort of marketing, you're familiar and you run an ad, eventually you get what's called banner blindness, and the customer, for whatever, they're interrupting, so they're pattern interrupting, they're scrolling through on the phone, they've seen your ad a few times now, and they'll just dismiss it, just subliminally dismiss the ad. So what you want to do, and because you're targeting cold audiences, you're targeting lookalike audiences based on someone else's database, they are going to just, once if they've seen your ad a few times and not clicked on it, they are going to dismiss it. You know, they need to see something between 3 to 7 times before they take action on it. So what you do, you run what's called a retargeting campaign. Now you can create this as per an ad set level with a set budget, or you can do it as a CBO level and just let Facebook spend on what it thinks it should spend it on. So if we just find the retargeting campaign, which is this one, you can see that the retargeting campaign's been running at $10 a day. Okay, we've got 195 leads for this client through the retargeting campaign. Spent $123.02. Really, really low cost per click, high click-through rate, loads of clicks, 63 cents per lead. So from $35 right down to 63 cents a lead. But obviously you need to feed it with some of this data, but this is phenomenal. So if we go into this, and these are all people who are laser targeted. It's not cold audiences now, it's people who've already seen the previous ad. You can see it's only been running for 6 days. So in 6 days we had 195 leads for this client, and the average cost per lead coming through at 63 cents a lead. So what you do is show them a slightly different ad, okay? And if we just show you what you do is you have to create custom audiences. Okay, so if I just show you this here, so you create custom audiences, and what you do is you want to create a custom audience based on Instagram engagement for the last 30 days, Facebook engagement for the last 30 days, page views for the last 30 days, and then website visitors for the last 30 days. Now this is split quite different. So we're looking at people with no sign up and that, but they both kind of work the same. And then what's happening, each of these 5, we just set it at a CBO at $10 and we just let Facebook do its thing, okay? And then Facebook will then optimize and send it through to the ad that it thinks is going to optimize your customer better. You can see 14 cents. So we can see here that majority of these leads are coming from Instagram engagement last 30 days, and then the retargeting from people who've already visited the website. So this is normally the strongest, and this is normally where you hook them. And with a cost per purchase, it would be an add to cart that you'd be doing this. So this is people who've visited your website, they've seen your initial ad, your ad's caught their attention, they've gone, ooh, this is good, I like the idea of this course. They've clicked through to your click funnel, they've read your click funnel, and then for whatever reason they've not signed up. So then what we do is we then show them a new ad that says, hey, I noticed that you looked at such and such, don't miss out, limited time only, limited spaces available, sign up now to secure your spot. This type of sense of urgency, and this is what we're doing here for this client, and it works. So that's it. For those of you who don't know how to create these custom audiences, what you do, you just go to your business tools in the top left hand corner. I can't do it because it'll show the customer's details, and then you click audiences, and then you click on the drop down and you will click first create a custom audience. You then want to pick your pixel that you've installed, or you should have installed. If you've not installed a pixel, shame on you, because this isn't going to work. Make sure you installed your pixel, make sure it's the correct pixel and not a different website. And then what you want to do then is just use the pixel data. So you then want to use the pixel data, and then from the drop down you want to do website visitors, which shows as WV, last 30 days, because they're the most warmest of your audience. You can go far as back as 180 days, but for what you want to do at the moment, you don't want to go back as 180 days. If you was going to go far back as 180 days, you could do it, say you launched one webinar, I don't know, a 3-day challenge, and now you're doing a 5-day challenge. So you could target the people who signed up to the 3-day, you could then retarget them and let them see the ad for the 5-day, and you just basically target up to 180 days, and anybody who's visited your website within 180 days will be seeing this new ad regarding your new webinar. So that works as well, okay? So then once you've done your custom audiences, you can get really, really geeky. You can create lookalikes based off your custom audiences. You can create lookalikes based off your leads. And then you can create lookalikes based off country as well, where we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% all the way up. For those of you in the US, you can target high income families as well, and you can target people who've got high income so they can afford to buy your course. But that may be another video because we're 18 minutes in now. So yeah, value video, I'll put it in the channel. Any questions, drop them in the comments below. Any queries, any help you guys need, just DM me or message it below, and I'll see if I can help you, but I'll catch you later. Bye bye.